So, the Player's Choice is an NBA podcast where they discuss everything basketball, but the thing that gets their channel the most views or the most likes, engagement, the most stitches is their hot takes on basketball. Marz. I don't know Marz. I don't know if he does this all the time, but he said John Stockton is an overrated playmaker simply because he's not really flashy with his passes, which I think, and he gave all his assists to Karl Malone, who's second all-time in scoring. So therefore, he's not good of a passer because he's stat padding. So I will be trying to prove that wrong in court today. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't like court, but you gotta go to court this time. Let's get into it.
Court is now in session.
I call Marz to the stand.
Someone who averages a lot of assists doesn't make you a great playmaker. For example, Jokic is one of the best playmakers in the league. He averages less assists than James Harden. I'm not going to say James Harden is a miles better playmaker than Nikola Jokic just because he averages more assists. John Stockton led the league in assists like 100 times. I don't think he's one of the 5 best playmakers ever. Just pass the ball to someone who can score. That's not playmaking.
Now, Your Honor, Marz is right. Just because you average a lot of assists does not make you a great playmaker. Now, the problem that I have with Marz is that he used John Stockton. Now, Your Honor, if you don't know who John Stockton is, John Stockton holds 2, not 1 but 2 all-time records in the NBA. All-time assists and all-time steals. And the times that we are in, these records do not matter because he doesn't have a bag. So basically his argument is he's not a playmaker because he had Karl Malone. Karl Malone is second all-time in scoring and first all-time in worst human beings alive. But to get to my point, basically if you pass the ball to the second all-time leading scorer, your assist stats, your assist margins looks overinflated. Because if you just look at the numbers, when John Stockton was averaging 14 assists, 7 of those assists was to Karl Malone. But my argument is that it has been a lot of big man duos in the league, Your Honor. Even before John Stockton and Karl Malone. Nobody in NBA history has ran the pick and roll like John Stockton and Karl Malone. And you know who's the passer? You know who's the ultimate mastermind, the decision maker in a pick and roll play?
Go ahead. Who?
The passer, the ball handler. They changed how the pick and roll is ran so much that the main source of offense for every great playmaker today is the pick and roll. Look at LeBron James, look at Luka Doncic, look at CP3. So I ask again to Marz, is that not playmaking? Further prove my evidence to think that Marz is guilty of this treacherous act, we are going to look up the definition of playmaking. Definition of a playmaker, player who leads the offense for a team, as in basketball or hockey. Further go into detail of playmaking. Playmaking is the ability to create openings for teammates. Passing is the ability to directly capitalize on those opportunities. So to go off this, I will now shut up and show you John Stockton clips of him playmaking. No further questions, Your Honor. If you take away every single assist from John Stockton and Karl Malone, John Stockton is second all-time in assists, Your Honor. Proving the point wrong that a lot of his assists were to Karl Malone, therefore not making him a good passer, because without that pedophile, John Stockton is still second all-time in this lovely, lovely stat. I would like to call Marz again to the stand. So Marz, who do you think is better than John Stockton all time?
He's not better than Steph, he's not better than Magic, he's not better than Russell Westbrook, he's not better than Chris Paul, he's not better than Steve Nash, he's not better than Jason Kidd.
Lawyer Dini, how do you respond to this?
Your Honor, I've been doing this business for a lot of years. This is the most dumb shit I ever heard today. This man just said Russell Westbrook was better than John Stockton. Now, I don't know his argument behind this, but it's probably because Russell Westbrook still averages double-digit assists towards his career and also is a more athletic player. And we look at players who are more athletic and play in HD graphics better than the players we view in the 80s and 90s. So if he was to rank the top point guards that he just named, my order, Your Honor, would be Magic first, Steph second, Isaiah Thomas third, and it's a four-way tie, in my opinion, between John Stockton and Chris Paul. Now, I might give the edge to Chris Paul because I like what he does better on the offensive end, but John Stockton was no slouch on that end as well. John Stockton shot 55% for his career and 41% from the three-point line, and I'm putting John Stockton over Steve Nash and also Jason Kidd.
And then the Chicago Bulls played them, exploited that fraudulent defense, and they couldn't score more than 60 points in the finals game.
One game when they got blasted, and then they won the next game.
If your offense is that good, you don't score 50 points in a game.
How much game did the Bulls smack them? Just the 55.
54 to 96.
That's the only game it was a blowout.
They had an 113 offensive rating. For the series, they had a 96. They fell off a cliff on offense.
You said the offense was exposed in the finals because, like you said, #3 offensive rating during the regular season, and they had an NBA Finals game when they put up 54 points against the 98 Bulls, basically explaining that pick and roll offense that they ran was very fraudulent because once somebody knew how to guard it, John Stockton and Karl Malone were deemed unsuccessful, and therefore everything they did their whole career is now an asterisk because they faced Michael Jordan, the best player of all time in the NBA Finals. You bring up that infamous blowout, but you forget the other 5 games were close, and every other game besides that were in the 80s for both teams. You also forget that the 98 Bulls, while they're not the best team that they used to be in 96, they were still a top-heavy defensive team. Also, you're failing to realize that John Stockton at this time was already 35 years old. He already played 82 games for 3 straight seasons. You cannot use one series to negate everything in somebody's career. Similar to CP3. CP3 got embarrassed in Game 7 versus Luka Doncic, but we will not take away that CP3 is one of the best point guards to ever play. Thank you, Your Honor, for your time. I can see.
Court adjourned.
Marz is guilty in second-degree hot taking. While it's not a terrible take, it is a take that if you look more into it, while it's not a terrible take that John Stockton is not the best playmaker ever because he has the assist record, he's also not a terrible playmaker to the point where you can say certain guys are over him. That'd be up for this video, y'all. Tell me if you made it this far in this video, bro. First of all, I appreciate you, and tell me, how did you like this type of segment, this type of theme I did for various hot takes? I was thinking of making this like a series, and obviously I was gonna make it better, more improved, get a green screen, maybe get a little gavel and shit like that, but I just wanted to try to see if y'all liked it. Drop a like if you did like that type of content, that type of segment I just did. If you just want me to talk in front of a camera and discuss it, say that as well. But do you think John Stockton is overrated? And if so, why? Leave it down in the comments. That'd be up for this video, bro. I love y'all, man. I'm out, man. Peace.